Alright guys, so today's video is sponsored by Soundcore, but don't worry, they are seeing this video at the exact same moment that you guys are. They didn't get to approve this video, nor did they get to tell me what to say, but they wanted a video that kind of talked about a lot of the earbuds and headphones and things that they've released this year. And I was happy to do it because I actually use these on a day-to-day basis. And I also kind of got to thinking about it. What is the best way to show these or talk about these? And honestly, it's really to talk about how you can use all of these different products in all of these different scenarios from the time that you wake up all the way until the time that you go to bed, like how you could use these different products. So that's what I'm gonna do today. And so we're gonna start today's video with coming outside. I think a lot of people like to start their days with a walk, maybe even a run. So I decided to come out to this park where there is a track I'm gonna walk around. And before I get into the first product though, I do wanna say that all of these earbuds I'm gonna talk about, they do work with Soundcore's app. Which I still feel like is one of the best ones out there. And all of these have multi-point connections. So you can connect to more than one device at a time. And I figured I'd go ahead and say this at the beginning so that I'm not saying it for every earbud on this list. And so to start with, we're gonna check out the Aerofit 2. That's what you can see is in my ear right now. Now these retail for 99 bucks. And what I think that Soundcore decided to do was they took the Aerofit and the Aerofit Pro from the previous year and just decided to find a way to like merge them together. And bringing the price down to $99 is just showing how competitive this market is right now. And what you're getting is a pair that is high-res wireless certified with LDAC playback. You're getting that open ear audio. So like right now I'm able to walk outside, but I can hear traffic. I can hear if somebody's trying to like sneak up on me. It makes it where I can be aware of my surroundings. If you're running, you'd be able to hear traffic and things like that. So there's definitely benefits to having this style of design. But a thing on top of that too is the arms that are on here are movable. You can have them like basically placed right above your ear canal. You can see that's how I have mine placed. And it makes them just sound so much better instead of the ones that are just kind of stuck in one position. And then another thing that I like about them is the case on these is Qi wireless charging compatible. So you can just charge them by sticking them on any wireless charger. The battery life though is so impressive because on a single charge, you can get like 10 hours on the earbuds and about 42 hours using the case, which just makes it where you don't have to charge these very often. And then another thing is they're using what they call like a racetrack style design driver. It's like a rectangular shape. And in this case, it is 20 millimeters by 11.5. And these are pretty powerful drivers for this style of design. So it's allowing you to have some pretty punchy low end, some pretty bright treble, and just that dynamic sound signature that Soundcore usually goes for. And again, being able to get these at $99, I think is just a hell of a value, especially comparing them to previous models. Now, the next one, if I were to get out of walking, go in the shower, I'm headed to work. Once I get into work, I still want to listen to my podcast. I still want to listen to music or whatever. But at this point, I need to be aware of my surroundings, but I don't necessarily want this huge hook around my ears. Well, the Soundcore C4i, this is more of the ear clip style. This pair does also come in at $99. And I really think this is a souped up version of the C30i that they already have out. But what they did was they made this pair flexible instead of it being stiff, which is a huge plus because not everybody's ears are the same size. And instead of using touch controls, they did the smart move and went with button controls because this type of design is going to be one you may find yourself needing to move or adjust, and touch controls just don't work on this type because you're going to accidentally be doing things you don't need them to do. So the buttons are definitely a huge plus. Battery life is very impressive. You can get 7 hours on a single charge with around 21 hours using the case. And this pair also uses the racetrack style driver, except this one is a 12 millimeter by 17 millimeter, so smaller than what's in the Aerofit 2. Again, it has that typical Soundcore tuning where it's trying to give you punchy low end, bright treble. The bass has some space to it, so it doesn't sound like congested. And again, this style of design really does a good job of focusing in on mids. So vocalists, dialogue, all of that, you never have any issue hearing. So now, let's say I'm at home and I don't want to hear everything around me. Or let's say that I'm traveling and I want to cancel out as much noise as humanly possible. And I think this is where the flagship products from Soundcore come in, which is the Liberty 4 Pros, which is the earbuds that come in at $129, and the Space One Pro, which is the over-the-ear headphones that have noise canceling. These come in at $199, and both of these prices are way cheaper than the competition, or at least the products that they're competing with. But let's go ahead and start with the Space One Pro. This is their flagship headphone, has wireless noise canceling. It is high-res wired and wireless certified. Again, this is another pair that has that LDAC playback. This is allowing you to get the best Bluetooth codec that you can get. It is using what they call their flexi curve structure, and this is one of the first, probably the only headphones I've seen where you can twist them. And because of what's in the headband, all of these different sections, it allows it to break down into this very tiny form factor. Now, Soundcore does sell a separate case that's made specifically for these that you can throw them in. It kind of covers it, has this little strap that goes over the top. It looks like a little purse, but when the headphones are in it, it takes away from it looking like a purse. So it's nice that they have that option. I still wish they kind of had a hard case in the box, but this pair does have 4 different stages of noise canceling. It's one of the best, especially under $200 when it comes to noise canceling. It definitely competes with the Sony and the Bose, which at times can be twice as much as these. And the battery life is very impressive. It gives you 60 hours on a single charge. And the fast charging feature on here, a 5-minute charge will get you 8 hours of use. That is some of the best that I've seen in an over-the-ear pair of headphones, and the sound is incredible, and especially given the fact that you can go into the app and switch some things around, but just the way that they're tuned out of the box, it is a fun pair of headphones to listen to. It is a dynamic pair of headphones to listen to. It's definitely going to appeal to most consumers. It just has that tuning. The bass is fantastic. Again, a lot of space so it doesn't get cluttered up with the mids and the treble. You do not lack details in these, and I think the $199 price tag is definitely something that makes these stand out because, again, it competes with pairs that are much more expensive. Now, the next one is the Liberty 4 Pros. This was one of the earbuds that I was probably the most excited about this year because of my experience with the Liberty Pro 2s, the Liberty Pro 3s, and the Liberty Pro 4s did not disappoint. They did go with a stem style design this time around, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but again, it does allow companies to kind of house some more components in it, so I do understand why they did this. And they also made an interesting choice with going with a completely different case. The case on these not only has a display where you can see battery life and some different settings, but it functions as allowing you to control how much noise canceling and what type of setting you want to add to the earbuds. There's so many different things that the case can do, and having that control on the case and not having to pull out your phone, not having to go into the app to be able to do these different things is a nice touch. Now, on top of that, this is another pair that is high-res wireless certified. The active noise canceling on this pair uses 7 different sensors. And I would say when it comes to true wireless earbuds, the Liberty Pro 4s has some of the best noise canceling out there. And that's competing with the Sony, the Bose. Those pairs come in at a much higher price tag. So the fact that the Liberty Pro 4s come in at $129 makes it a hell of a bargain. And on top of that, the battery life is also impressive. On a single charge, you can get 10 hours on the earbuds and about 40 hours using the case. And the drivers they decided to use is a 10.5mm dynamic driver, which is handling the low end, but it also has a tweeter in here that's trying to handle the treble and the mids separately. So you don't have everything being controlled by one. It has really good separation between those 3 frequencies. The low end is very, very aggressive in this pair, which I am a huge fan of when it comes to true wireless earbuds. And this pair does not lack in details. It definitely has that Harman curve tuning where it's being aggressive with the low end, but it's also being aggressive with the treble, and it just makes things sound dynamic. It's really good across all the different genres. And the Liberty Pro 4s is probably one of my favorite earbuds to come out this year, which I do have a best of video that will be out likely by the end of the year. So stay tuned for that. And the last pair that I want to talk about, and this involves when you go to bed. Now, a lot of people don't listen to earbuds in bed, but if you're like me, I really enjoy listening to earbuds. And there's some people that actually need this type of thing to go to sleep. So Soundcore has the Sleep A20s. This is a pair that comes in at $129, and it is geared towards using them in bed. It's geared towards using them when you sleep because it has sensors to be able to track your sleeping, but it separates itself from some of the other sleep earbuds because this pair not only gives you like the soothing sounds and things to kind of help you sleep, but it also allows you to listen to your music. So it's not just a pair that you could use only in bed. You could use them elsewhere. But what really makes them where you can use them in bed is because of how small and how low of a profile they have. This is one of the few pairs you can put in your ears, you can lay on your pillow, and it never feels like it's jamming them into your ear. And the way that they have these designed and with the ear tips that they're using, it causes these to have 4 different points of noise masking. It's trying to mask out as much external noise to try to allow you to feel isolated. It allows people to feel more calm when they're trying to go to sleep. And you don't have to worry about them not lasting through the night because the battery life on these are 14 hours on the earbuds on a single charge. And even with the charging case, you're going to get about 80 hours total. And even with using these for listening to music, it still finds a way to give you that very dynamic sound signature that Soundcore has on all of their other products in a very tiny form factor. And so that kind of wraps this video up, but it shows you from the time that you wake up all the way to when you go to bed, Soundcore has products to kind of match every single situation. And so that's kind of how I wanted to do this video. If you're interested in checking out any of these products, I am going to have them linked in the description. Again, I want to thank Soundcore for sponsoring today's video, and I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. And I also want to thank you for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.